Hey everybody, my name's Ahdoom and welcome back to another exciting Let's Play in Darkest Dungeon, the Crimson Court. In this episode we'll be going into the Warrens to pick up a couple of grain sacks and more importantly unlock Bumper Crop, which should save us a healthy stack of cash when we re-enter the courtyard with everything full up the way we like it just so. But in the interim, we've got a pretty decent party mixed up here, mostly level 3s. Again, to stay in the Hellion, who's rocking the Lioness Warpaint, which is freaking excellent. Double Edge Pendant as well. We've got Buron the Flagellant, who I hope to pop to level 4 this time, as well as the Hellion. Desurs the Master Jester, who I don't want upgrading, and in fact I might swap him out with somebody else, depending on who we have that's ready to go. And actually Sydney's looking like a pretty likely candidate. In fact, I might just do that right now. I don't want Desurs going into a level 5. I don't think he will in this bash, but I don't want to take the chance, and that Fangophobia quirk that he has is badity bad. Let's instead bring Sydney along and equip him up with a few trinkets. Obviously improving his HP is going to be a pretty good call. Could also try and increase his dodge as well. Is there anything I can do for his speed? The answer looks like a profound and reverberant no, so let's just drop a camouflage cloak in there. Jolly good. And then finally, Brimu, the veteran Vestal. Stress is a risk factor in this because I've just swapped out the only stress addresser. And unfortunately, Brimu's abilities aren't really well kitted for this, so we'll swap him out. Oh, so many swapping! So much swapping. So many swapping. Alright, let's just swap him out with Bellicott instead, who has that de-stress ability ready to go and equip the exact same trinkets in place. Again, Cry Havoc, it's a handy one, and in fact I have the cash. I might just do a quick jump back and upgrade that to allow it to do better stress. Yes, indeedy, don't mind if I do. Bellicott. And let's make you a bit less rubbish at stress reduction. Don't mind if I do. Superb. Alright, let's go back to the embark screen. We've talked about our party, we've talked about the trinkets, we know what we're doing. It's time for us to provision up and get in there. Now obviously with this many bloodied, cursed bastages, we need to bring a decent stack of blood. I'm going to bring 10 on the initial because some of these guys are already craving. Expecting to pick up some more blood. We still have 35 left in the hamlet, which is just fine by me. We're going into the Warrens, so we'll bring along more than the usual stack of medicinal herbs. Probably leave the holy water behind, but we'll bring 2 keys, 2 shovels, a stack of torches, and 4. Just one too many, and a stack of food and 4. And we'll have to hope that the stress mitigating abilities of camping are going to be enough. Some of you guys have asked me in different channels that I've been twitching why I try and keep a float of 7,000 to 8,000 in gold. The reason why is because I typically spend between 3 and 3.5 in gold when I go out, and if I do a squad wipe or something goes horribly wrong, I want to have enough cash to venture out one more time and still play things safe. But with that all described, let's embark in and Fanatic!
Many forms, but none so contemptible as man's belief in a mythology of his own making.
What?
A worldview buttressed by dogmatic desperation invariably leads to single-minded fanaticism and a need to do terrible things in the name of righteousness. This man is an animal, rabid, destructive, and incapable of nuanced understanding. He must be put down.
Oh my god. So I'm rocking 4 cursed party members, and I know that the Fanatic is out there hunting people with the curse, but
Even the fiercest beast will lay down when it is not eaten. Steal their food.
Now, gorgeously, we found ourselves a secret room. Everyone is currently craving, which is potentially a problem, but I think I brought enough blood to sustain everyone. What we might just do is go towards this quest location, because we have to. Who has a good bleed resistance? 60%? 85%? Yeah, I think I can take the chance on the Flagellant. Nothing useful. No problem there. And yes, there is no blood hidden down, but thank you very much for the stress. I appreciate that. You're a wonderful person. Never change. Hoo-ha! Alright, let's torch up and see if there are any enemies to kill here. Yes, there are. Reaver, Agora, Marcher, and a Spawn, and unfortunately we don't get the surprise on them, but that's completely fine. Have a pretty good chance of... Ooh. Whoa. No chance for insta-kills whatsoever. What am I saying? Golly gosh. Alright, let's start working down on that Marcher, just to avoid the stress. Stress is our focus, unfortunately, given the lack of a Jester or other better abilities. Try for the Iron Swan of the Spawn as well. Only 9, unfortunately, no critical this time around, despite the elevated critical chance of the Iron Swan attack. 2 damage taken and a mark as well as a debuff of dodge. Damn! Despite the dodge debuff, the Houndmaster does escape. Can't happen a third time though, unfortunately. That critical comes in and is massive. Darn, okay, Vestal's turn is pretty much spoken for, so is his self-heal. In fact, we're going to do something about that right now, because I do not want to be taking all this damage. Not when he is marked, that is for sure. Now the question really is, what can I do about this? Beyond helping out with his health, I can't do an amazing deal of good by taking somebody out. Ball and Chain of the Vestal, 4 damage, and does she take the stun? She does not. Fantastic. Alright, let's focus up and keep on mission. 5 damage, coming in on bleed, but he still has 8 HP. Let's just take him out if we can. 5 damage, and with that bleed, he's now dead, even if he wasn't already buffed up to 10. That's just fine by me. Next up, let's look at taking out that spawn. 13 damage is more than enough to take him out. And no more stress units for me to have to worry about, and everyone's within easy arm's reach of all the right things. Craving speaks through. Alright, great, so you're freaking people out, but at least you still don't waste your turn, and I can get some damage dealt with you. No problems there. Let's focus down and get the Wicked Hack for the kill. Not quite enough, unfortunately. Still 2 HP left, and Hook Where It Hurts drops down on that marked Houndmaster. No ill effects. Beyond the damage, Ball and Chain gets dodged this time around. Absolutely fabulous. And let's keep on keeping on. Torchlight is not a problem at all. Oh, but the Hellion passes. Hook Where It Hurts goes down to the Houndmaster for 6 damage, and I'm getting concerned about his object permanence. How should I say that? I'm concerned that he will shuffle off this Mortal Coil quite promptly. Unfortunately, no bleed drops down on that Swine Reaver, but we will heal up the Houndmaster regardless, getting him back up to 28 of 31. Let's take out that Gora now because we desperately need to. Done, and Dunsky, and I think I can actually spend a few turns transferring stress. Good dodge, transferring stress off that Vestal onto the Flagellant just so we can make the best use of his abilities and take out that stress level when we have a chance to camp. Time to start focusing down on that Reaver. 10 damage made and taken, 14, not too shabby there at all. I'm going to try for a stun on him just to buy myself a bit more time. 1 damage made, and the stun does kick in, which is just fine by me. 13 damage, 13 HP left on him, and I'm just going to do try a party de-stress. Glad I upgraded that because we have 6s down across the board. Just absolutely lovely, and let's keep on keeping on. He's not going to get an early turn. I will get that first, but I don't want to kill him just yet if I can avoid it. Chance of getting a critical, though, are relatively... Damn, oh well. No problem. That's fine. Great haul of treasure there, and we picked up our first sack of grain. Not too shabby by any measure. Scouting comes through as well and reinforces that I have a secret room to attend to, and I will attend to that secret room with haste and rapidity, because as much as I want to be taking... Whoops, wasting? Okay, well that's why we bring that along. I just don't know where this fanatic is going to come into things. We got the warning. It's concerning. We'll have to see what comes. Hunger check. That's no problem there. No problem there at all. Let's... Oh, wasting as well. Let's take care of that problem and restore you back to normal. And, yep, game does delay some animations, I found, especially when curse-based things are in play. Let's drop a key in place here and see what we get. Oh, beautiful. Well, those are my gold problems taken care of for a little bit of time. These things are only 3,500 now. Seem to have had the impression that they were worth 5,000 before. Maybe they got balanced, I'm not certain, but regardless, we're going to press on. We've got ourselves a stack of bones, but we have no holy water. Let's do a quick check to see who has the highest blight resist. 50 and 40 is a pretty good compromise. 65 and 35. Look, let's take the chance on the Houndmaster. Pile of bones, and there's nothing of value there. No concerns on my part either about not taking a bit of extra treasure, given the extra stack of, well, I mean, it's, what, 10,500 of gold that we've already made, which is just fantastic, to be honest. Looking at pathing is going to be interesting. We might want to do a round around and down, but then we have to go all the way back. I'm not sure if I want to double back and do this way or go through here and go down that way. Regardless, we'll press on down this direction. We're in Radiant Light. Let's see what we have. Gatekeeper, Sycophant, and two Sycophants and a Supplicant. Maddening Wine goes down, but it's dodged fantastically. That's one less bit of stress we have to worry about. The Thirst drops down to 3 damage, and this guy gets a buff, but beyond taking a minor stress hit, it's not going to be the end of the world. Flagellant is wasting, unfortunately, so we will give him a taste of the blood just to get him back up to snuff. Again, when he joneses, angels cry. Let's get some damage on the Gatekeeper. 5 damage done, as well as a bleed. Bleed resist is now reduced down to 45. What to do next? What to do next? What to do next? I can try and get a kill, and actually it's worthwhile on the Gatekeeper. Unfortunately, he gets the dodge. Oh, what to do to follow up? Well, an Iron Swan won't get the kill in place. A hack probably will help us out greatly, so let's deny them an action. Okie dokie, and the next step for us is making some considered choices about where we try and drop a stun. Or some direct damage. And direct damage on that Sycophant would be worthwhile, getting him closer to the point of death. Fine by me. Predigestion goes down to the Flagellant. Hey, you know what? You want to take him down to 50% health? I don't mind. I don't mind. I can work with that. That's what I'm saying. Thirst goes down. The Houndmaster, 5 damage taken, and this guy does get to inflate up and has his stun skill buff made up. Let's try and get a kill on someone with an action. Don't mind if I do. And yes, sorry, Bob. Just trying to balance out when okay, bit of stress coming down on the party. That's completely fine. Could try and counteract that. Could try and do a heal. I can try and do some damage. I think damage is the order of the day. Great critical there. Absolutely fantastic critical there. And now it's a question of where we focus our Vestal's turn. I can probably get a kill in place and deny him an action, which is the most prudent course of action that I can think of, certainly. Got some more damage coming down on that Flagellant, but I'm not sure whether I'm going to have time to... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have time to actually take full advantage of that. This Sycophant's probably going to get the first turn in and he'll be dead. Yeah, alright, so no chance for a spreaded heal. We'll have to rely on... We'll have to rely on combat to make a difference there, and I want to keep some dog treats in place for the inevitable conflict with the Fanatic. Don't need to worry about that health stone. Could ditch some torches to pick up those busts, or I could ditch a key, and I think a key is the call of the day here. Might need to get rid of those busts after all, but we'll see how things play out. We do have one grain sack here, which makes for a fairly early requirement to drop something. Can't quite... Alright, let's pick that up. Let's use a torch, and let's drop a torch, and that's going to have to do for now. Okay, this guy is now pretty much at half-life, or he will be when that final... comes through. Let's take the disease chance on the Houndmaster yet again, in case we get any more rubies. Nothing of value there. No concerns at all, and let's press into this battle room. Now we're going to have to go pretty fast, the Sycophant, to get some of that early damage in, because he is pretty epically injured. Fortunately, he does get pretty high speed, and I hope he'll be able to get the first hit in before he... Well, that was... Hold on. Where does this ability work from? Oh! Okay, so I can do a dual heal. Yeah, or I can waste the turn. Let's waste the turn with the Houndmaster. That's fine by me. Get an Iron Swan on the Enchantress. Not quite enough for a kill, but we can make do with that. What we will do, however, is Exsanguinate, I think. Does that reduce the bleed resist? It doesn't. He has a 40% chance to resist it, but I'm confident he won't. 6 damage done. Bleed does take for 8 damage. Absolutely fantastic, and our health is looking beautiful. Right, our torch levels could use a buff, but we can't quite reach that Enchantress, so we'll do damage to the other means. And it's a critical for 19 as well, which is just fine by me. Bit less stress is a happier Ahdoom, that is for sure. Dodge of that vomit as well, and RNGesus is smiling on me today, that is for certain. Trot Retreat goes down. Some damage, it looks like. Nope, just a... No, it's just an animation fail. Yeah, some bugs have been creeping through, I've noticed in this build. Not sure what's up with that, but I'm sure that Red Hook will fix it up because they are pretty awesome at these things. Let's try and focus down on that spawn just to avoid getting any more stun damage, or at least focus down on taking him out as quickly as we can. Okay. Oh, that Houndmaster's craving is really getting my goat. Any case, that's fine. We can probably look at a party heal to top these guys off, or I can try and make sure that spawn is dead. That is the call I'm going to make. Could have taken that out as well with the Dazzling Light, but it's not going to be quite enough damage. At least the odds are too poor in my favor to make that work. 2 damage taken, and another bleed as well. He's got 13 bleed coming next turn. Not too shabby. He's in half-life practically. And, oh! 23 is a crit, and pushed all the way back of the row. Need to focus on getting that Hellion looking healthy again, because I cannot take too many more of these kinds of knocks. Let's focus on getting that Swinator dying though. 15 damage coming through next turn. That stun clears off, and I need to... That should get him dead next turn, I think. 20 damage, 24, not quite enough, unfortunately. I'm going to have to use the Vestal's turn, though, on healing up that Hellion. That's just insane damage that he's taken. Even though she has a Curio that gives her massive advantages for taking those kinds of hits, I do not care. I do not like her being that low in health. And in fact, given that this person is dead, it is now Faff o'clock. Time to bust up and boost up our health as much as we possibly can. Let's focus on that Hellion, though, because she needs a little love. Back to 29. Let's look at who's carrying the highest stress burden. Yep, that Hellion's going to have some stress transferred off onto the Flagellant. With nothing else to do, I'm going to try and boost my health just a smidge there, and this Swinator is dead in its action. Done, and Dunsky, bit of blood, and that works out just fine for me. Could eat some food to have some room. I'm going to need to find some room at some stage real soon, though. Do want to pick up that Emerald if I can. You know what, let's take a chance on hunger checks. And food, there we go. Let's pick up that Emerald and make sure that we're going to be looking fine. Scouting comes through, and we have a whole mess of rooms. That said, we are already carrying 2 of the 3 sacks of grain that we need. Do a quick inventory shuffle as well, just because I like things being neat and organized. Now, Hound Treats is something that I can readily get rid of. Got a couple of... Oh, there we go. Alright, there we go. So let's pick up that foodstuff crate. Let's remember to shuffle back into the right positions as well. We'll drop those dog treats, and we're going to keep on going. We're going to keep on going, even though there's a threat of Flagellant, of Fanatics in the air, because we can first of all take out a bit of stress, almost guaranteed there. Nicely done. Looking pretty damn fly, and let's pick up that supply crate as well with a few stashed heirlooms. Nothing we can actually use. Nothing we can use at all. I do want to keep my chance to camp. Those portraits are handy. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Torch up, absolutely, and press on through. I am going to need to camp before I leave this dungeon. I'm going to have to make some careful choices as to what I'm going to throw away. Again, I believe it was the Houndmaster that had the best resistances to Blight there. Yes, let's give it a go. Loot is picked up, and it is another Emerald, which is just fine by me. Going to leave behind that Holy Water, because with my party mix, it just makes them burn in a horrible way. Thirst goes down on the Houndmaster as an early damage, 3 damage taken, and a smidgen of stress. Obviously, we can't be cursed because we are already. Let's focus down on that Gatekeeper and get some early damage in. 5 damage plus 5 bleed as well, which is not too shabby. The thirst goes on the Houndmaster one more time, 3 damage taken, and his stress is rapidly climbing. We need to start doing something about that. Health-wise, I think I'm going to be fine. Might do a party heal at some stage. I'm going to focus on that Gatekeeper, though, because I want him dead rather than respawning all of the guys I hate the most. Get some damage done on that Sycophant as well, just to start wearing him down. Predigestion on the Hellion, 3 damage taken, and he advances 1 space. That Blight's going to be a problem, but I've got technology to deal with that pretty handily. Party heal? Judgment? Yeah, let's take a chance, and that chance paid off. 1 less supplicant to have to worry about, just 2 sycophants left in the game. Bombing run goes down to the back 2 rows. 5 and crit for 8 as well, which is deeply concerning. And we're bleeding all over the place. Let's try and take out that sycophant. It's not going to happen though with the damage ranges we've got. And I think this might actually be me being close to ready to quit this dungeon, to be honest, because my inventory is pretty full. Deafening 1 goes down. That's 6 stress more. Again, I just need to... Oh! Stun to boot. And bleeds coming through. Yeah, I'm gonna have to focus down on healing up this Houndmaster. No, really? Is that how you're gonna play this? Alright, let's take out one of them at least, heal myself up just a smidgen, and hope for the best in the Houndmaster's turn the next time it comes around. Wicked Hack on the front ranks does get the kill for us. Unfortunately, this guy is rocking some pretty massive bleed damage, which I can't do much about beyond making it as quickly as I can into that empty room. And alright, let's get in here. Let's get in here. Let's camp if we can. Yes, sirree. Don't mind if I do. Oh, what is happening with you? Yeah, wow. That was nasty and gnarly. Absolutely gnarly. Alright, well, since we can't solve your bleeding without you going absolutely mental, gosh, that was foolish. We'll take care of your stress the old-fashioned way. Hope to golly that we don't get ambushed, because, well, actually, let's make sure that we don't get ambushed. We've got a little bit of opportunity to do some additional stress reduction. Scouting chance only applies to a companion, unfortunately. I'm happy with doing... Yeah, I'm going to be quitting out of this as soon as I finish this, so we'll do an all-over de-stress. Yeah, that's just fine. And do we have any points left? Yeah, with 1 point I will remove a disease. Not that I have any diseases, it's fine by me. Let's rest up. 10 stress coming through, and that is unfortunate.
The way is lit. The path is clear.
Let's call this quest complete, because I will die if I have to take another turn of bleed. That's just fine. We've gotten the Occultist Sacrificial Cauldron, which I already have one of, so I can probably safely sell that off. On the gold front, though, we get to go home with almost 22k, which is fantastic. Pretty poor on the heirloom front, but something always has to give to make things work the way they must. Tustain picks up Wheeled Tactician, replacing Unholy Slayer, which is actually probably a better ability. Unholy Slayer drops in as well, which is just fine by me. Fast Heal I would have preferred to keep, but again, you have to live with the consequences of random quirk deployment. In the meantime, I am not short of gold, and with Bumper Crop in place... Oh, with Bumper Crop unlocked, I'm in a really good place to make another run at the Baron. Desurs is controlling his urges. Fergant is thirsting for the blood. Bosk drank a vial of blood because he had to. Sydney also drank a vial of blood. Donger and Pouchot drank a vial of blood, which is to say that we had 4 vials of blood drunk, which put me down to 32, less what I brought back from the dungeon. We have a few guys with the need for upgrades, but the key consideration we have before we start things off is finding, there we go, finding someone who can act as the front position for our battle after next, which is going to be to take out the Sonorous Prophet. Basnage? Basange? Bisnag. Bisnage. Let's go with Bisnage. Love Interest and Plutomania, but is only a level 0, whereas Gry, whose name which is much more pronounceable, gets more stress if the torch is really, really low, and has Evasive and Resilient. I like you a lot more, particularly because everything is already paid for and upgraded. Let's dismiss you as a hero. Yes, I don't mind if I do. Drop you down in the roster, and everyone is looking shiny. Alright, I need to make a few preparations before I'm ready to go back in to try and take out this Baron. The Swine King has been unlocked, and oh my god, look at that Eternity Call. That's pretty intense for a Flagellant. Deathblow resists, don't mind if I do. But with that said, I've got some backup house stuffing to do before I'm ready to take on the Baron, and I will do that all off camera. That last round went really, really well. I could have died if I'd kept going for one more room, which is why it's really important to know when to call them. But in any case, Crimson Court, I'm having so much fun. Hope you guys are liking watching these videos as well. If you do, hit that like button. If you want to get more of these, there's a subscribe button on the screen. If you're coming in late, start the playlist from near the beginning and enjoy these all the way through so you can figure out why we're making the horrible mistakes that we're making now. And for everyone else, thank you guys for tuning in. I will catch you guys next time.